Guys, welcome. My name is Angel and I have something here for you. If you clicked on this video, there's a reason. I just went into a super deep hour meditation, and it felt like not so much leaving my body, but I was in a vast, just open vastness, and there was nothing below me, there was nothing around me. And it was just me. It was just my body and feeling my aura and my subtle bodies. It was absolutely amazing. So I did end up pulling a Celtic cross, and it feels like everything is tying together. So if you're watching this, you just joined the game. You didn't understand this reality and what the construct of it actually was. I'm also getting Dragon's Lair, and when I said that, it sounds like Dragon Slayer. Get that out of the way. Also, game on. You're a player, and they are players, and they are playing a role, so there's no emotional attachment that should be oh, this person did this to me. They all taught you something. They were your teachers. They were checkpoints that you had to struggle through. Your struggle, your suffering. And we'll get to that even deeper, but your suffering is your magic mirror, and it holds the magic, the alchemy, the transmutation that can happen on a soul level. How chemistry and how alchemy happens externally within science when they're breaking down things, and there's different the different steps and stages of of the alchemical processes happen on a soul level, because as within, so without, as above, so below. And whoever you are, you've just now joined the game because you didn't know the rules. You didn't know these things actually existed in the way that they do, which is very magical, godly, so much more than we were ever taught or led to believe. Everything is alive, everything is consciousness, but actually at a molecular level, everything is the same, right? We're all made of the electrons, neutrons, photons. It's all the same substance, just in different combinations, in different forms. It was just not architect, but kind of in a way. Everything connects and everything is made of the same. Anyway, rabbit hole. So yeah, let's get into this really quick, because I feel like this all ties in and it's good stuff. It's good stuff, guys. So I'm going to give you a little scenario. It's very, very short. Just imagine in your mind, I titled it Walking Around Non-Judgmental. So a man sees a young girl on her phone, and he gives her a look of disgust while judging her for being on her phone. Little does he know she's looking up Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. She looks up, sees, and feels the projected energy of judgment. She gives it to the universe, to God, and continues. Basically, she lets it go. Who do you think was in the right mindset? Not creating any karma. So obviously the girl was, whether she was looking that up or not, it doesn't matter, but that's what the point is. You don't know what somebody else is going through. You don't know what somebody else is actually doing or having, what part of their path they're on. They're part of their karma that they are needing to learn. That's why, as recovering people pleasers, we need to be careful on who we assist, who we help, because you might be going up against God's will. That person might need that lesson for something further on down the road, and then you're interfering. It's okay if you have a clear gut feeling or you're being led to help somebody, but to just intercede and interject into somebody else's life lesson that they came to this earth school to learn is going to create karma, okay? And we all have karma, good and bad, but it can create karma in the wrong way, not the way that our souls actually want to. 444 on the timer. So the shadows, the things that bother us and scare us the most. So those things that we don't really want to talk about, we don't want to touch base on, maybe something that happened in the past, something that triggers us, you know, if something really bothers you and irks you, you need to dive into that shadow and find out what belief you have that creates that emotion in you, because that is your shadow, and that's a way to overcome it. And when you deny your shadow, it is not only a disservice to yourself, but life itself. If you cannot honor yourself, then you certainly cannot honor others. So true. So if you can't be aware of your own shadows, you can't, you'll end up accepting the wrong energies in your life, because you'll accept other people's shadows as like just normal, and that's just the way it is. No. Quit relying on external forces. The work is yours. It cannot be sidestepped or given over to another. Your suffering is a magic mirror. It's yours to own, to appreciate, and to accept. Only when you finally stop trying to avoid it can it show you its magic. And it's like, for those of you who are still with me and have been through some of these ascension processes and been on the spiritual path, you know that there is a dark tunnel. But at the end of that tunnel, there is light. And it's getting through all of that darkness and recreating those beliefs of being separate from God when it's all within you. And it just takes you putting in that work. So creation comes from chaos. Oh, also just don't project and don't expect, you know, there to be some kind of guru. The guru is you. It's you calling on the God within you. That was another test that took me quite a few months to actually accept and really crystallize and within me. You are mutating. Mutant X-Men. You're an X-Men. You've activated your junk DNA, which is long. The mutating is like long strands of DNA that are copied, but only sometimes does it result in transmutation. Like it can mutate, it can keep copying itself and mutating, but it doesn't. The mutation doesn't turn into transmutation. Only sometimes. Only sometimes. Okay. Transmutation completely changes one element into another. Like completely changing from your old self into your new self, which involves a radioactive process at an atomic level. And that's the external. That's like the chemistry. That's like the bombs. But it also happens within you. It's like, and you see God in everything. You see signs. If some of you aren't there, that's something to look forward to, and buckle up, Buttercup, because it's an amazing ride to have this mind-altering experience that shows you that we're all connected and that we're all one, and it's beautiful. So almost finished. When one's shadows are faced, they open the door to the process of transmutation. So just by acknowledging and becoming aware of these shadows and facing them and wanting to change them, that opens the door to transmutation. Your DNA wants to surpass itself. It wants to get better. It wants to be better, do better. AKA, like your ancestors in your blood. That's your blueprint. Like it wants to evolve. It's like your soul craving. It's like soul food. Okay. And it ties in with this read. That's what I thought was so absolutely amazing. So this new opportunity of creating something and really like being a childlike wonder and like, oh my gosh, like it's like I'm seeing everything again for the first time. Like, what is this contraption? What is this beautiful thing in this reality that is speaking to me? And that's coming up pretty quickly. You're in boss energy. We have the King of Coins and the King of Wands here. So you're like on top of your game. Like externally and internally. Like you're using this fire energy to like boot, scoot, and boogie. Your actual energy, the very first card to come out was the Emperor. You could future CEO, future just knowing exactly what you stand for and what you want to pull in. and acknowledging that the healing isn't done. It doesn't, and it's just always, it's a never stopping thing. But you're finding the beauty in that. You're finding the true happiness and fulfillment here with the Ten of Cups. You're taking this higher knowledge and it's getting you excited. It's getting you excited for a future you may have never thought possible, most likely. Your opposing energy is going back and forth with this energy of betrayal, because we have the Two of Coins, the Five of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Quit juggling it. I know you went through a lot. I know it sucked. But guess what? You're here now, and you're forming a new version of yourself. Your alchemical process is taking root, and it really wants you to quit going back and forth and reliving that trauma of betrayal. And like it was saying, the suffering, that's your mirror. And if you're using it, make sure you're not attaching emotions to it, because if you're reliving this and it's not healed, and you're reliving and feeling those emotions of how much it upset you, and then it's not healed. You need to dive in more. You need to talk, write about it more, answer more questions to yourself. Like, just ask yourself, what else from this situation? Like, I'm over it. I want it gone. Write it on a piece of paper, burn it, make a symbolic gesture to the universe, because that's how it interprets symbols and signs, is through rituals and intention. So this is good stuff, though. This is really, really good stuff. In the recent past, you let something fall because you wanted true happiness with the Sun. Letting it come in, allowing it to come in, letting it fall. Like, yep, I can see the timeline with that, and it's not where I want to be. I don't see a good future if I stay in this energy. And you changed it, and you allowed the Sun to come in. So universe has you like just on point with the Star here, the Six of Cups, the Queen. You're being honest. You're being straight up honest about the feeling. The Six of Cups can talk about like nostalgia, like feeling of comfort and protected. Like, you're being honest, and you're communicating here with the Star to the higher realms. You're thinking, you're imagining of the feelings that you want to bring in, and you're being honest. You're being like straightforward and blunt. Like, okay, this is what hasn't worked for me. This is what I figured out. Like, that's what experimenting is. The first part of our lives, at least for me, was the first 30 years of my life was more like figuring out what I even like. And I like to say that I'm there, but it's constantly evolving with the more information that I come across. This transmutation, like, the work is never done. Like, you can get to one point, but then you can take it further. If you really, some Scorpios can be really deep. Like, really deep. Okay, yes. And then your energy, which was a little confusing at first, but then I pulled more and I understood. So we have the Five of Wands, 1313 on the timer. We have the Five of Wands, which is all about conflict, opposing energy for sure. Like, it screams opposing energy. And then we had the Nine of Cups. And I was like, what do you mean conflicting energy with your wish fulfillment? It's because things have changed. It's because, yeah. Doing more work on yourself, more transmutation, more mutation, all those little steps build up, and then this big mystical experience, this atomic blast, this transmutation that occurs within you on a cellular level. That junk DNA that's being activated. And it can be a little frustrating. See him with like the little things above his head, like, oh my gosh. But don't do it too fast. I also see like going too quickly, being too quick about it. There's a lot of fire though. There's a lot of fire actually. Just to make sure you're drinking enough water. Drink a lot of water. I mean, the lunar eclipse and the full moon is tonight. Grab your carnelian, grab your snowflake obsidian. Yeah, I'm also hearing EMFs, black tourmaline. If it falls apart, just get a new one. Yeah, don't be too quick on deciding what you want. Like, really dive deep and be assertive, because the universe, it's not like, oh, please give it to me. No, I command it. The God within me, the energy, the essence in me, because I've come so far, I've learned so many lessons. That is my right. That is my power. I will continue to heal. I will continue to help the collective, and which I'm, we are a part of that collective. But it's also like, I know my power now. I'm standing in my Emperor energy, my Hierophant energy, my King of Coins, my King of Wands, my Star energy, my Queen. You are standing in your power, and you are commanding, not demanding, commanding, because it is yours to command. The legions are yours. It's you. So in your environment, I see, guess what? The Moon and the Three of Swords. You are investigating all these betrayals, but learning to not put attachment, emotional attachment. This is a game, guys. This is a game. We are playing a role. Become nobody. Meditate. Set the intention to become nobody, nowhere, nothing. I think Joe Dispenza also talks about that. And it makes a very good point, because you can get into that vastness where you can disconnect from this entire world and see things from a higher perspective. Like, wow, it's not really that serious. Yes, taking care of yourself. Yes, making sure all of your needs are met. But the thing is when you get to that consciousness level, it will just come. It'll come, guys. And you're investigating the times where your heart was completely ripped out of your chest. And maybe that's why you're going back and forth with this Five of Cups energy, the Two of Coins, juggling, going back and forth with this remorse, this regret, of the betrayal of, maybe you were beating yourself up about not seeing the red flags early enough, or maybe this is something you've already healed, and, looking at it now from a point with no emotions, because you maybe looked at this when you were still emotional about it. And now going back for another time, second time around, that's a song, I swear, and really diving deep into it and finding that little, see, Scorpio, little Scorpio right there. But guys, this is so amazing. Okay, now your warnings and affirmations is like, okay, so Temperance is an alchemy card, and it even says up here, let me think. So you're using this Hermit energy, this Virgo season energy, to really dive in deep, because that's where you're going to get your power source. That's where you're going to find your gifts, your abilities. You're going to overcome, like, it's like going to a new level. Like, oh, I've already overcome all the 7 deadly sins, but there's still, it's like levels. Like, oh, I'm on level 5, but now I can master level 6 of gluttony. Going into food, like, is this really a food or energy source? Is this really giving me nourishment in my body, or is it just something that I want to eat because it tastes good, or something I grew up with? Asking yourself those questions, and just, there's always work that can be done on each energy center, just finding out what rules it, like the desire, lust would be here in your sacral, and just diving further into that. Sorry if I'm talking a lot, guys. That meditation really had me, I guess, channeling. So your outcome is the Page of Coins, the Magician, and the World. Let me show these to you one at a time. Page of Coins. This is like your new business, your new way of being, your new life, something you're working on coming manifest, because it is the Page of Coins. And the reason I say that is because the Magician was following that. This is what you asked for. You wanted this fresh start. You wanted a miracle. And you were given it. We have the World. And this is closing out codependency. This is changing your DNA from being reliant to outside sources to taking control of your own life. Taking control of your own circumstances and knowing that you have the power. You don't have to rely on anybody. Quit relying on external forces. The work is yours. It cannot be sidestepped or given over to another. Your suffering is a magic mirror. It's yours to own, to appreciate, and to accept. Only when you finally stop trying to avoid it can it show you its magic. So you quit avoiding it. And if this is already done, please, round of applause, pat yourself on the back, make a freaking bath for yourself, because this is not easy work. This is very difficult work because you're clearing out, you're activating junk DNA by gradually creating copies that are better than the ones before, so you can get to a point of transmutation and completely changing your reality into some 2020 on the timer. And that's funny because I picked up a penny earlier while walking my dogs and the year was 2020. Sorry, I had to say that. I would pull it out, but I took off my pants. Okay, this is pretty long and I do need to get to my child. Yes, you too, pretty boy. But I hope this really helps somebody. This was a lot of fun to do today. I see nothing but amazing good things, overcoming anything holding you back and still keeping a level head about yourself, and you're not projecting, you're not putting it on anybody else, you're doing it all yourself, which shows you how powerful and how amazing you are, and just being grateful, like just giving that appreciation instead of showing it off to everybody here in the earth realm. Like show it off to your ancestors, your higher self, like just going to like, man, thank you. Just that gratitude, it's power. It's very powerful. Don't go at it too quickly, you know. Oh, you're right. You're right. I completely forgot. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, excuse me. I'm almost done. Okay. Gold ink oracle decks. I asked for messages only from super consciousness, the higher consciousness, for the best and highest good of all. Angels and guides. Call on your angels and guides. They can see that you need help. Anything you need help on, day or night, anytime. I talk to them all day about just even the most simplest things now. Raziel, Gabriel, Raphael, Metatron, Sandovan, Jophiel. Intimate relationships. Friendship is the foundation of any good relationship. Don't be going and getting all your heart set on somebody just so it can be broken, and then it'll push you back down. And if that's what this was, that Five of Cups energy can be really difficult. And the Ten of Swords, like going back and forth with this, just let them go. It wasn't meant to be. It sucks, but there's something even better. I know it may not seem like it, but it does. There is. Because anything is possible. I've seen it, so nobody could tell me different. Meditation. Use this guide when you want to meet up with your past over loved ones during meditation. So if you want to take a screenshot and use this for a meditation, maybe some of you are being called to do this. You could be 36. You don't have to be. Oh my God, guys. I didn't even see it. 36. Look. 3. Well, wait. 3 and 6. 36. You could be 36. You could be about to turn 26. If so, happy early birthday. Wow, I like this so much. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I would love to grow and be able to do more of these reads, okay? Unwanted attention. You have received this card because you may be receiving unwanted attention. You ain't got time. Let them serve their karma. If they're doing a life lessons, don't, because it'll gather unwanted attention. I can remember my people pleaser times when I just wanted to help everybody, and by doing so, I dug myself a hole that I didn't even know I was digging. That was unfortunate, and I know some of you know what I'm talking about. Boundaries, exactly. This unwanted attention, you need to draw boundaries. Set clear boundaries with people when their behavior is unacceptable. Don't be taking it. No, you don't have to judge. You can just be like, that's not how I would do things. I would do it this way, and you're not my vibe. This takes me back years ago when we were on Easter egg hunt, and one of the girls in the party was spanking her 3-year-old for touching the eggs. What? Huh? It's a 3-year-old and there's eggs. It's Easter. Why? Like, I didn't agree, and I wasn't about to get myself involved because I knew she would scruff. I knew that she would get down. So, yeah, use your intelligence. You are intelligent. Use your intelligence to solve problems and get the life you want. Yes! That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You're using your intelligence, this Queen of Swords, this amazing energy that you have going for you. No. No. I love you too, baby, but I have like 30 seconds left, okay? All right. All right. I'm sorry, guys. My son really wants me to go. So, with that said, put down the technology. Don't get too stuck on the technology. I love you guys. The universe loves you. Everything is working out for your best and your highest good. And until next time, I will see you later. Okay?